Here's our video for dropping the oil pan on a 2003 Mustang GT. So as you can see, it's jacked up on jack stands. Jacked up pretty high. We'd use the big jack.
Shit, I think I just stripped it.
Okay. Currently setting up an engine support bar. There weren't really any helpful YouTube videos. I mean, there was like one or two. We have no clue how to do this, hoping I don't crush Jacob, you know? We're just gonna hope we don't crush him. Setting up the engine support bar, putting the chains on this. So I only have one of these bolts here, so I'm putting a chain link there. And then the alternator, I took it out and I'm using the alternator bolts for the chain. So I'm just praying the engine doesn't fall down and destroy itself. So you know, that'll be that. He's currently taking off the oil pan bolts, and then we're going to try and see how low the oil pan goes, and then if needed, drop the K member. All you have to really do is loosen two bolts here. There's the lug nuts, the two bolts. There's also a few ones under here somewhere. Oh, it's these two, and same on the other side. And you loosen those and then continue with the way. They can be very difficult. Get you a nice breaker bar and then return it to Harbor Freight. So after putting them on the alternator bolts and this spare one right here, I don't know what to do with the excess over here. I'm not even gonna lie. I think I'm going to, I don't even see a bolt to put it on or anything at all to put it on, I'm gonna be honest. So that's cooked. Whatever. So we have this one here, and you want to tighten it up. I will be returning this after because I'm broke. So you want to tighten it up, and then get to dropping the K member. So after doing that and putting them on the thing, I think at least what ChatGPT says. Yeah, so we use ChatGPT. You just have to get it tight enough so it's, you know, pretty tight. I hope, and I'm hoping the engine block does not fall, but it's very tight on those, so hope they don't snap. You want to have it here on the fender, such as shown. And obviously, you know, take the battery out and do the alternator, and replace the terminals if yours are shitty. And then after you get the support bar nice and on, you know, new rotor, blah blah blah. You take these off. I think I already said loosen these. I think just loosen them a lot, so not all the way unless you want to drop it and kill your friend under there, which, you know, could theoretically happen. You go under it on the other side, do the same thing. Did we do anything else? Not yet, no. Yeah,
Probably good.
okay, the flash is on, it comes out after about 9-8 hours. Gasket's out, the little shimmying and jimmying. So you have to, after,
You just have to push it down under the...
we invented a little, it's the old gasket, so who cares. After doing all the struts, you want to remove the caliper brake hose, because when you put the strut down and it falls so far, the hose was at risk of snapping, which is scary. It's not that expensive, it's almost like $15, but I mean, I don't want to waste that. And then, you know, if you're gonna have to re-bleed the brakes, but you get you a pan and do that. Do that on both sides. Obviously the engine hoist, it has to be lifted, we've noticed. I had a screw here, as shown in the previous video. So I put two here. I should have doubled this here. My friends call me an idiot for that, because we might die, but you know, we'll find out. And you have to lift it. You have to lift it. You need a support bar. And then same thing over here. This side isn't dropping as much. Honestly, no clue why. Maybe because the engine support bar on the other side isn't lifted as much because I did it wrong. And make sure you check your transmission when doing this, because apparently mine has a leak, so that's a whole different issue. And we got it out. What you have to do is once you get all this once you get all this dropped, and you get your nice shop light you're gonna return later. The oil pan is loose and falling. As you can see, I have it dropped very, very low. It's about almost all fingers worth. Not bad. You shimmy the gasket out of there. We have not put it in yet because we want to try to lift the engine more to lower this more. So we're hopefully able to get the pan out to clean it. If not, then we're gonna blind clean it and shimmy it back in. Okay, it's the next day. No clue where we left off from yesterday. So after, because when we went to sleep, we realized we needed silicone and we didn't have silicone. To wait for stores to open. So what we're doing is trying to shimmy the gasket in from the spots that we got it out from. It's not that hard. Not super difficult. You need a friend. And make sure you have RTV Ultra Black silicone. What else do we do? Also,
Yeah, 2 corners, you know.
Yeah, I thought it was all 4 corners.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant, yeah.
So you put the RTV Black silicone. Can I let it go?
Yeah.
Let me get the silicone, whatever this is, RTV Black. You put it on the engine block side. So this side, not the side that's facing the oil pan. You're putting on the side facing the engine block. And you put it on all 4 corners of the oil pan, I believe, according to ChatGPT. And applying it to all 4 corners might be a little difficult because we don't have a lift, we're just on jack stands, and the oil pan's not even fully dropped. So, hey, just do you. After you shimmy the gasket in from the top, you want to do the, I think I already said, but the silicone on all 4 corners on the engine block side. And then you want to hand tighten some of the screws. Of course, you can still use a ratchet just to sort of get it up there. They're harder, but don't tighten it all the way. Then search up torque specifications. For this one over here, it's a little more difficult. You're gonna have to kind of shimmy your hand in there. There's a wrench, still getting that. And then you want to wait an hour, and then torque it to torque specifications as in my packaging. And then you can wait another 30 minutes, and then add fluid, I believe. So after, we're making cookies. After we screwed on the oil pan bolts, you just reattach the K-member. I didn't record any of that. It's kind of difficult. You kind of have to shift the K-member rear frame bolts on if yours is misaligned. And you can mess with the engine hoist a little. And the suspension, you can lean down, just ask ChatGPT, but you have to press your weight down while jacking up the, what's it called? Under part, like where the caliper is.
The strut is barely sticking out. You can grab it with pliers.
Yeah, or you can grab the strut with pliers if you can reach it, and it's barely sticking out. That's about it. Then you just reattach everything. Add oil. Add some. What do we have? The Lucas stuff. You know, makes your engine better. That's about it. Making cookies.